this journey we will find our souls begin to intertwine. Your heart of gold, so pure, divine. And I lost myself within the fire, breaking free from my desire. A heart of gold, forged to inspire. It's starfire. It's starfire. On this journey we will find our souls begin to intertwine. Your heart of gold, so pure, divine. And I lost myself within the fire, breaking free from my desire. A heart of gold, forged to inspire. It's starfire. It's starfire, 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 it's starfire, starfire, it's starfire.
like you were already mine. Surreal to me, how you make me feel wild and calm at the same time. Never felt so alive. Thought I was crazy until I reached out and saw your hand there waiting for mine, like the stars had all aligned. I lay beside today, tonight, your vibe, desire, our eyes on fire. And I breathe your aura, can I leave your aura? You have me like gravity. You don't have to try it, it's just like a magnet. You have me like gravity. Hard to keep a straight face when I'm burning like fire, and you walk all the sides. I'm drawn in desire, and you have to think twice. It's hard to keep smiling when I try to set things straight. You don't even listen. I'm just getting late, like you're on a mission. Drawn in desire, and you have to think twice. You make me weak. You're the one I see, and I hate that I love you. I hate that I love you. If I could, and I would, come on to your heart, come on to your heart. And I reincarnate it. It's hard to keep smiling when you're closing every door. I'm trying to open. I tell you love you more, and you say it's broken. You make me weak. You say it's broken. But it wouldn't mend mine. Can you feel it wrapped around your soul with no control? You can't breathe when you're drowning underwater. There's so much water. I'll run, I'll hide. Darkness always clouds my mind. When I look behind, it's moving closer every time. I can't pretend that I have a strong defense. Darkness, my old friend, you get me till the end. At the end. Can you feel it wrapped around your soul with no control? You can't breathe when you're drowning underwater. There's so much water. I can't pretend that I have a strong defense. Darkness, your friend, you get me till the end.
Hello and welcome to Simplay Motorsport, and here today a very dark Silverstone International. Weather's looking a bit iffy. I'm joined here with Jamie Brazier as my co-host, obviously myself as Liam. How are you, Jamie?
I'm very well, thank you, Liam. How are you?
I'm good. So, what do you reckon this race is going to be like from the get-go?
This is going to be very tight. It's going to be a lot different though to the other race we had here at Silverstone on the National. It's a completely different layout. We're on the other side of the circuit this time on the international layout, but yeah, it's completely different. Where the National was all about slipstream, this isn't so much about slipstream around here. So yeah, I reckon it will still be quite tight though.
So, obviously we've got some weird weather, I'm going to say, tonight. Obviously, it's a bit in the middle for weather-wise. What do you reckon the weather's going to do to these cars?
I don't think the weather will do a lot. If anything, it would just make the tyres a little harder to heat up. They might last a bit longer in the night time due to the cooler conditions. It's just going to be the visibility and drivers knowing where each other are, where they are.
Yeah, so like obviously in the GT3s you should have your proximity arrows on and everything, so you should know if you're side by side with someone. So hopefully we don't see any people door rubbing, as we call it, into each other a bit too hard though. So yeah, so we're obviously on board with Daniel Francis at the moment, who on an outlap, obviously it's only practice for the 10 minutes, so you're not really going to be getting your positions. But the grid order we will talk about just as the formation lap is on the way. Obviously the race is always a bit mixed with your reverse grid, isn't it, Jamie?
Yeah, it always is. Yeah, so again, you've got the slower guys at the front, the ones who haven't, and ones who've just been a bit unlucky in the championship. Say the people like G and that who haven't raced, as we now have little each into the session. Yeah, for people who are on the pace but just haven't had the luck this season, it gives them an opportunity to be up near the front. But it also gives the people who aren't as quick as the championship leaders, it gives them an opportunity to feel what it's like at the front of the field, then constantly being around the back and seeing the quicker guys just disappear off into the distance.
Yes, indeed, and as you can obviously see as well, as we're talking about, well, not talking about the dark, but yeah, you need to have your headlights on tonight, because obviously this will be one of the first dark races of the GT5 Championship, and as obviously in the rules and regs, you need your lights on in conditions like this. Yeah, as we've just got Gary 131 and as well, which is two-time GT3 champ. Jamie,
yeah,
do you want
Mr. Two Times?
Yeah, Mr. Two Times, as a lot of us call us here. Jamie, how would you like to hear some interesting facts for tonight and also tomorrow? Well, two interesting facts, should I say?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, tomorrow, on Thursday, Rabbit Joe will make his 50th appearance on race 2 if he manages to do tonight and Thursday's race 1. And obviously, like I say, on race 2 he'll be doing his 50th. Also, if Dan Davis, also known as Unorthodox 16, has obviously got his win in the GT5s last week, if he wins tonight, he will equal Fury's win tally of 10 if he wins tonight.
Yeah, and we know that Unorthodox is gunning to beat Fury. He wants to win every championship possible, but at the minute he just really wants to beat Fury. That's his little goal.
Yeah, and Fury is actually above Unorthodox in the times at the moment, but obviously we've got 5 minutes left of the session, so 5 minutes left on to show what kind of pace you were doing. Some people may be sandbagging, some people may not be. There's Daniel Francis again, going very wide there. We'll also oh, go on, Jamie.
I was then just going to run through the championships order. Oh, as we lose Gary 131 now.
So Mr. Two Times, one in, one out.
Yeah. Yeah, so at the top of the standings is Unorthodox on 97 points, followed behind by his GT Shake and Bake teammate on a Thursday night in the Pro, D-Biggs, 79 points. He's 18 back from Dan, or from Unorthodox. In third place, we have Matt Himovic, a further 7 points back. Fourth is Dehirus Rocker on 63 points. Oh, someone losing it there. Fifth is Little Leech, just a further point back from Dehirus Rocker on 62. Fury is then a further 20 points back in sixth place. Now, all of those that I've just read out above, they have already qualified for next week's Knock Hill race. So, no matter where they finish tonight, they will be racing next week. In seventh place, we have the only G on 39 points. Eighth, we've got Peace Explosion, a further point back on 38. Rabbit Joe, 2 points behind on 36. Dingosoki, 3 points behind on 33. So a nice little close little battle there for seventh, between 7th and 10th. 11th, DJ Phil on 29 points, so a further 4 points back from his Ready Set Go teammate. A point further back is Keys, who hasn't raced since Alton Park. I don't know whether we'll see him tonight or at Knock Hill, his home track. 13th, Daniel Francis on 15. 14th, Don Productions, who again is not here, so it doesn't look like he'll be racing at Knock Hill. 15th is Chocolate Man on 7th. On 7 points, who again isn't here, so looks like he won't be racing either. And 16th and last is NJ on 6 points, but he's not here either.
So there's the championship standings, sounding pretty juicy if you ask me, Jamie.
Yeah, so Unorthodox has got a slender lead now, but yeah, so we don't know what could happen tonight. But it's at the minute it's all just getting to Knock Hill next week, because although the championship leaders have already made it there, Knock Hill in the rain, that's going to prove quite a challenge.
Yes, indeed it will be, and as we've also in the chat, we've got Fury's granddad saying evening all, good luck everyone, go Fury. So obviously for Fury's granddad, cheering on Fury, there's the word. So good afternoon. Yeah, I nearly said morning then, but good afternoon, Fury's granddad. As here are the Huey's Rocker and Unorthodox, which Unorthodox is only 2 tenths off.
Oh, there's a bit of contact there. Oh.
Ooh.
We'll move on to someone else. We'll
There we go. Move on to Peaceful.
I think he was just overtaken by Mr. Two Times there, because I didn't recognise the car. Yeah, it is Mr. Two Times. So we'll go on board him for a lap, as there's Dean cutting Stowe. Oh, he just goes invisible. That's nothing. That just means Gary cannot see him. And I mean Dean cannot see him. Gary will be able to see him, but it will just go through.
And also something to note here quickly, Jamie, is Gary's also in either NJ or Chocolate Man's livery right now, which is also from a league that we don't name.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Gary can do tonight. I haven't really seen much of him in the GT5, as he goes a little wide there. Yeah, so it'd be very interesting to see what he does. So he made his debut last Friday night in the GT. He's done reasonably well. No win or podium, but he got a handful of points. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what he can do tonight.
Yes, indeed it will be. So hopefully we could get some close battles. Maybe let's take out those crashes and whatnot, even though they can be sometimes for spectacular, but we don't want them in here because it just dims the racing. But as you can see obviously on screen right now, there's only 69 seconds left of practice until we are in the race, as we are obviously going to watch Gary 131 go over the line to finish his lap. So obviously a lot of people will be doing their final laps. A lot of people also in the pits.
Yeah, Peace goes across the line. Matt Hemovich already finished, so the only person left on his lap is the second Leach, is Little H. He's 9/10 up, so that would put him above Rabbit Joe. If he can get a little bit more time, he could go above Fury, but not that it really matters here.
Always is going very wide there.
Yeah. Comes across the line, and I think he went about 5th.
We'll have a look.
Yeah,
yes,
5th.
He did. Just behind Matt Hemovich by
about 0.4 of a second.
0.4, yeah.
Yeah, so the Heroes Rocker was quickest there in practice. This game doesn't really mean much. The visibility though is not the best, so we're gonna have to go on a different camera until the fog lifts. If not, no one's gonna see anything. You just see see 13 lights flying past. Oh, so you'll be here for the British Grand Prix this weekend, Liam. Are you excited to go to Silverstone?
Words can't express how excited I am for this on Friday. But we're not on about the F1 right now. We're all about the GT5s. So Jamie, obviously, we are just waiting for the formation lap to start. Who's your tip for the win?
Ooh, seeing the grid, I would have to put my money on G. G's very quick, and he's starting the highest up the grid. I'd say G. Hopefully he doesn't have another Jeanette aeroplane moment like he did last week.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, we don't want any more Jeanettes taking flight, growing wings, and disappearing off the circuit.
Yep. I would have to probably say the same. Obviously, we'll be going through the grid order in a second. Obviously, when the lights go off and everyone's getting into formation, because it'll be a bit early now. But yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. Obviously, talking about it in a second. We'll talk about it pretty much now.
Yeah, as everyone's now readied up, so the lights will come on. Gary needs to remember this isn't a normal start. He made that mistake in the GTEs last week, went barreling off, and then realised it was the formation lap.
So I'm gonna just put up the grid order for you on screen now, so you should be getting this. So here's the grid order. So in first you will have NJ, who isn't here tonight. Second you've got Chocolate Man, who is also not here. In third you would have Don Productions with Daniel Francis. In fourth, who gets promoted to third.
So that makes
that
makes Daniel Francis on pole.
Yep, so you've got Keegs, who would have been in 5th, DJ Phil in 6th, Dean in 7th, and Rabbit Joe in 8th. We've got Peaceful in 9th, The Only G in 10th, Fiore in 11th, Little Leach in 12th. Obviously people getting pushed up the grid because not being here. Then you've got Who's Rock in 13th, Matt Hemovich in 14th, D-Bigs in 15th, and Unorthodox in 16th. Obviously, like I said though, everyone will get nudged up by a couple, because obviously the top 3 who should have started aren't here tonight.
Yeah, and you've got Mr. 2 times starting at the back as he's a late entry, so we're not making it easy for him. He's not coming in going straight to the front of the grid. He's got to fight his way through from the back.
As that was one of the green Janettas as well, which was a little bit off track, but here's Daniel Francis, someone we first had a look at coming onto the grid, and obviously at the start of the stream. So in chat we've also got Fury's mum saying come on Fury, and Peaceful's stepdad that's saying good luck everyone, I hope you're all doing well tonight. There we go. So as you can tell, obviously low visibility in this, all you can see is the headlights, which brilliant racing.
Yeah, They're now coming into view, so yeah, you just see them peering through the darkness as they now come on to the pit straight onto the brand. I was going to say the new pit straight, but it's been around for about 10 years now. So they disappear into the darkness as the race gets underway.
So Daniel Francis in the lead at the moment. Will he be able to keep that with obviously DJ Phil right behind him? Cut to dark there with just the headlights again because low visibility. But Dean Wysocki just behind DJ Phil, who's actually past DJ Phil. So the two GT3 teammates battling each other out at the moment. Let's hope that doesn't end in tears. But obviously, like we say, Daniel Francis leading the race at the moment. Obviously, only just started the race. So
Peaceful must have had that. Yeah, look at that. Peace has been absolutely swamped.
Oh, is this two collisions there? Who was that? That's Little Leach and yeah,
Fury.
Oh, and there's Dean off as well.
Dean's lost it so DJ Phil goes wide, so not the start. And what's happened to Unorthodox? He's fallen back at the start. He must have had contact coming on to the hangar straight.
But we should take time to note Gary's in third, starting at the back, and is now in third and battling Rabbit Joe in a bit of contact. But battling it out.
Yeah, that gives the opportunity to Matahimovic as he looks up the inside of Rabbit Joe. Daniel Francis is 4 seconds to the grid already. DJ Phil cuts across in front of Matahimovic, not letting him have any room.
Was that a bit of a flash did I see from Matahimovic, in fact, from the...
Looking for the...
that...
Had a bit of a that's Gary into the rear of him.
So... Gary may be giving him a shunt saying, hurry up, I'm going to get past.
I think D-Biggs has made a mistake. So there goes his title rival Unorthodox. Unorthodox had an awful first lap, but he's still gaining more points on D-Biggs. But Matahimovic is the one who's gaining a lot here in the championship. He's up in third, whilst Unorthodox, D-Biggs are down in the bottom as D-Biggs now gets passed by Wysocki. D-Biggs holds it around the outside. Matahimovic has now got Rabbit Joe as well. Can Gary get Rabbit Joe looks around the outside? Is Rabbit Joe just going to force him off the track?
No, it looks like he gives him that respect.
He gets the move done. G now looking at the inside, but he's got looking for the move, but he's got Fury up his inside. Gary a little bit wide there. Is G going to send one here on Fury? No, thinks better of it.
Would have been a bit of a silly move doing something like that with obviously the amount of cars being in front as well. So he may have taken Rabbit Joe into account when trying to take if he was to do that move. Or was that a car that's round? I think. Yeah, it was Fury.
Yeah, Fury. I think Little Leach must have tapped the rear, so him and Fury have come to blows twice in 3 laps.
Wow.
Northups is already up to 8th.
So maybe some Leach magnets are on that car at the moment.
Yeah, those cars are definitely attracted to each other. The pair of them will be hoping that it doesn't continue further on in the race. G now looking around the outside, coming towards the pit straight. Is he going to get the move done?
It looks like they're going to be side by side. No, so he did get the move done.
He's still got a better run off the final corner into turn 1. Is he going to get the move done? Oh no! Rabbit Joe taps him and Rabbit Joe loses it himself.
Oh, I think Peaceful's lost it as well.
Yeah, he almost controlled it, but he's lost it now.
So again, like last week, they had a bit of a coming together, and it looks like they came together again. So maybe those two have got some magnets connected to the cars for each other.
Matahimovic was about 3 seconds a lap quicker that last lap than Daniel Francis. He did a 1:12.9. Daniel Francis a 1:15.1. So it looks like Daniel Francis has made a mistake somewhere.
So Matahimovic will be pushing all his way to get the word pole He'll be trying to get himself on the pole of the race at the moment, because obviously that'll put him right back into that championship.
He's looking up the inside, hopefully not an Albon and Magnussen moment. No, he's got the move done already, coming onto the pit straight. Daniel Francis has got no answer for him. And Orfordub's up to 6th, he's now behind the Heros Rocker.
So obviously Matt Hemovich will be hoping that something slows Unorthodox down at the moment. Yeah.
Ooh, G having a little, trying to have a little look there on Gary. G looks like he's trying his hardest, because you can see Matt Hemovich is now starting to get away. He's got the run. Gary defends. The title rivals from part 1 of season 2 in the GT3's last season. G gets the move done. He had a
so much quicker there.
Unorthodox has already got past the Heroes Rocker, so the Heroes Rocker's defence didn't really amount to much. Gary looking up the inside, but G's going to get the better run off Stowe. I don't know what's quite happened to Dean, because he's 15 seconds off the back of Rabbit Joe, so does not look to be going well for Dean in his bid to make it to the Champions race at Knock Hill next week. I think Daniel Fuss coming back at Matt Hemovich. He's not too much difference that last lap.
But G is slowly coming up behind these two, and if I'm right, if I look here, was also quicker than both of them by about 1.5 seconds nearly, for Dan, in fact.
Yeah, G was a second quicker than Matt last
that's
lap.
a bit of a...
cut. Yeah, that's a bit of a corner cut there, so if he keeps doing that, then maybe a steward's inquiry gets alongside Daniel Francis.
Pushing him to the side a little bit, in a bit of a tap there. Ooh.
Yeah, squeezed him towards the grass. That didn't. Yeah, near enough. Nearly didn't pay off for G. Could have ended up in the wall there. I think Rabbit Joe and D Biggs have had a come in together, because they've dropped right off the back of DJ Phil, and Dean's
slowly creeping up behind them.
Yeah,
and if they keep making, if Rabbit Joe keeps making mistakes, he could find himself behind Dean.
Yeah, look, Little Leach comes into the pit.
Pitted. So just before the mandatory pit, not just before, in fact, 5 laps before the mandatory pit stop window is, so maybe suffering from some major damage. Obviously, he doesn't need to pit again, obviously due to the rules and regs saying he doesn't need to. If
he can provide us with that he's got enough damage to pit, then that should all be fine. G's got the run.
Oh, he pushed him off track.
Yeah, he gets put on the grass there.
Very defensive from Matt Hemovich, though.
What's brilliant here, though, is we've got the top 6 within a second of each other.
Gary got through.
Yeah, he got through at Stowe, but G's got the run back. G looks like he's wanting this win. He's been showed the hip and shoulder there by Matt Hemovich, and he won't want that happening again. Gary 131 looks to the inside there, doesn't quite get it done. So in this battle pack we have Matt Hemovich, the only G, Gary 131, Unorthodox, Daniel Francis, and DeHeras Rocker with Fury about 5 seconds.
I think DeHeras Rocker has made a bit of a mistake. And Daniel Francis, so these two must have came together.
Yeah, I think they've just come together at the final corner, and DeHeras Rocker looks like he's paid.
He's retired.
He's out.
So he's not even hit the three-quarter distance, so he won't even get any points for this race.
However, though, he is already through to Knock Hill, so even if he scored no points, he would have been through anyway. So we cut back to the battle. It's gone. I think Unorthodox might have had a mistake as well, because it suddenly it was a 6-car train. Now it's just dropped to a 3-car train. So I think Unorthodox has had a bit of contact there. I don't know who with.
So Unorthodox needs to make some places up to try and keep Mahimovic from obviously gaining them positions. So here's the only G on Mahimovic. Is he's pushing him to the side. It's being very risky. Mahimovic is to try and stop the only G coming past.
He does not want G coming past whatsoever.
Oh, as G's on the on the outside, should I say? Is he going to get the move done? No, because it looks like Mahimovic has defended well from him. But here's Gary coming into the business. Is he going to be able to? Oh. He's up the inside, he's going to stop G. So pushes G a bit wide there, but G's pushing him back, saying, nah, I don't want to go wide. I want to stay where I am. You move.
G's setup looks really good.
Oh,
really good.
So the double bluff. Mahimovic is on the inside and keeps his position, but the only G tried to do the switch back on him.
Gary got the better run though. He's going to look for Mahimovic here.
Oh, is he going to look at the inside? No.
Doesn't. He's going to look for the cutback.
So he's keeping that one safe. So he's not taking anyone out, and he's managed to get himself into second. But the only G will be hunting them both down. But will Gary be helping Mahimovic? Because I know some lads will be in parties together and whatnot. But will Gary be helping Mahimovic to keep G behind? It doesn't look like that way because he's got past again.
G looking to the outside. Oh, he taps him in the rear a bit there.
This is being very, very risky for Mahimovic. He could, just by one bad move, could cost him his entire race.
G goes a bit deep there. Mahimovic goes a bit across the pass.
Yeah.
It's a slipstream battle now. Now restarts down the hangar straight.
And also, let's just take into note, Unorthodox has pulled 2 seconds on these guys, so these guys battling has also allowed Unorthodox to catch up a bit, so he could try and get himself chucked back into that mix again. But G has got the inside, but Mahimovic will have the inside line coming through here. As Gary's pressuring him. G's gonna have the inside line again. Oh, there's a bit of a tap there, and I think G's got past. No, they're side by side. So they're gonna be side by side into turn 1. But G does look like he's got the move done.
They're
slamming into each other. They're making sure that G didn't get past, but G has got himself past, and it looks like Gary's got himself past as well from Mahimovic. So.
Yeah, Gary with a bit of a tap there on G.
Oh, he's looking up, and he taps into G while also cutting the corner a little bit there.
Yeah, so Gary was more than
and Unorthodox has caught up as well. He's 4 tenths off him. He's got himself back into that mix. He looks right behind Mahimovic, but is he going to be able to get that? No, he's backing off, but there's a bit of a...
Yeah, bit of contact there.
Oh, a bit of a tap, a bit of a flash there. Mahimovic going wide as well. There's Unorthodox going into the pit. So Mahimovic is back into the lead. Obviously, Unorthodox going into the pits. As G had a mistake, so maybe
Unorthodox is just sped in the pit lane. He's just disappeared.
What? Unorthodox. I think Unorthodox has been disqualified.
He's been disqualified.
Oh, so Unorthodox is not going to be happy with that one. Maybe he'll put a comment in the stream saying if he did get disqualified, but from what it looks like, he has been disqualified, and that is going to mean if Matt wins this race, if I'm right, should go into the lead. No, he might not go into the lead, but he will have passed Unorthodox.
Yes, if he can keep it here, if Gary 131 doesn't make it too difficult for him, pretty much pushing him down the straight.
Oh, is this
Daniel France?
Very early braking there.
Daniel France is in the pit for quite some time. Gary 131 just Was it a little wide?
Oh, as Gary's going into the pits.
Can he get it stopped? We don't.
Oh, so an Orthodox has put in the chat joke, so yeah, he did get disqualified. So an Orthodox has been disqualified from the session for, if I am right, like you say, spinning around in the pit lane. Is saying he's not very happy, which I don't think anyone would be.
Yeah, so he's possibly locked up on the way into pit entry. Just nothing he could do, as Gary and Fury are in the pits together. G can make hay while the sun shines, trying to catch Matt Himovic, but Matt Himovic has shown that he's quite a resolute defender and just he won't give up the fight very easily at all. He doesn't look like he has the ultimate pace, but as long as he can keep this man behind him, then he'll be away.
Yes, indeed. So here's the only G coming up behind Mahimovic, and from what it looks like from the timing screens, he is a lot quicker than Mahimovic. But then again, seeing this now, he was nearly 2 tenths quicker than him last lap. Better than the 1 second from earlier, but Mahimovic will be praying that he can keep it quicker than the only G and keep it consistent.
Yeah, as Fury looks like he's just behind Little H here. Cut off that battle for a minute, but G's got close. We have to cut back because G's got close to Matt Himovic now. These
two battling it out again, but the question is, who's going to decide to pit first?
DJ Phil now comes into the pits on lap 15.
And obviously now, in fact, it's gone back to just being these two again. So there's no evac, as I'm going to say, with Gary being there. So it's just these two battle. Best of them both. We'll see as that was peaceful in the background. Always, the only G looks like he's got it done on Matahimovic. He has. So the only G is now in the race leaders. Matt, very wide there.
Matt Himovic has still got the lead. We'll have to see whether he was pushed wide there or he stinks. Yeah, or whether he was pushed wide there or
if he just ran it wide. Yes, indeed. So these two battling it out still. Matt Himovic making it a bug and a half to get past, but he is doing a brilliant job on defending from the only G right now, who is wanting to get that position, as Matt Himovic has the earlier braking, should I say.
He's got the cutback. Where's Matt?
Matt Himovic is going to have the inside, but G right behind him runs it a little bit wide there again,
and he gets the run that could. Oh, Rabbit Joe's coming to the pits and he's got a 10-second time penalty.
So he not be happy with that, but I mean it beats obviously getting disqualified. So Matt Himovic has been passed by the only G, so that gap is.
Yeah, he's finally got through. So
it looks like Mahimovic will be in the pits as well. So Matt Himovic pulling the trigger now, and here's another battle. Also Fury on Little Leach, as Little Leach pulls to the side there. So maybe trying to stop that slipstream, but weaving side by side there a little bit. As Fury has the inside line and has the later break in and gets that position on Little Leach, but Little Leach looking up the inside of him. Will he go for the inside move? No, because obviously he's not got the room as. Yeah, so Fury has got that position done on Little Leach. So what a move from him. But Little Leach will be surely looking for that position back.
Yeah, Little Leach ran a little bit wide there. He lost a little bit of time. That's not the best place to run out wide. I think Matt has just come out behind D Biggs. So Matt Himovic, seeing his championship rival there, knowing that D Biggs hasn't pitted, so he doesn't really need to.
Doesn't really need to do out for him. Just needs to let him ride it out. Do as he does.
Yeah, doesn't really need to pressure him here. As I think Fury and Little H are back on each other once again. Fury,
that's very
wide
wide
out of there. It's very easy to run wide out of there once the cones are destroyed. The cones are gone. You don't really know where the track limits are.
As I've also just seen here, Dean is in 8th at the moment. Don't think he's pitted yet, but like we were saying earlier, if Rabbit Joe keeps making his mistakes, he will find himself behind Dean, and that has happened.
Yeah, D Biggs has now come into the pit, so he's released. Matt Hemovic's Little Leach gets the run back
inside.
Up. He's got the run. He had the run on Fury, and he's got the move done already. Will they get out in front of D Biggs? Where is D Biggs? He's on his way out.
On his way out. So is Fury going to look for the inside move in a second? He's looking for the inside move. Is he going to get it done? Looks like he may have, but he's going to have to defend like hell here. Ooh.
He went way too deep there, ran it wide. But he's got the position. Yeah, he's got the position there. Little Leach looking back to the inside. Will he get a tighter exit? No, he gets a bit of a slide on and onto the hanger straight. G is now into the pitch, so Matt Hemovic is now coming down towards Stowe. Coming down into the last section towards probably the most famous bit of the new section of track, the wing, coming around the final corners. Where is G?
So Peaceful looks like he's on his way in, so we'll get that Peaceful done. But
G's
G's on his way out. Matt might just get G. We'll have to keep an eye out. G is just about to cross this, but obviously gonna not have the benefit of being as quick as what Matt Hemovic is. So these two are going to be side by side coming here. So
he's got the position. Yeah,
he's got the position over.
He got the undercut on him.
There we go, undercut.
Gary 131 is not too far back. Fury as well, not too far back, but he's got back through. Oh yeah, he got back through on Little Leach. So, who have we lost there?
That's Little Leach.
Oh, we've lost Dean.
Oh, we've lost Dean. Oh no.
He hasn't sped in the pit lane, has he? Because I haven't seen him lead the session. Fury's made a mistake because he's now dropped right into the clutches of Peaceful Explosion. So Little Leach made a mistake. Then the person who was
left the session. So maybe he did get disqualified and has now just left the session. Because if it was internet reasons, it would have obviously said disconnected. But he's just left, so he must have done that himself. So may have just got disqualified in pit lane, just like Unorthodox.
G is all over the back of
right on Matt Hemovic.
Yeah, we've got major battle again. G, you trying it round the outside. He's run a little bit wide there, so he really needs to give the position back to Matt Hemovic, which he's done. But this is going to bring Gary 131 back into the fight. G ran the outside again. Doesn't really want to run it wide. Matt comes across on him, but G's now got the cut back on him. But
he's gonna go for the outside. So is he gonna go? Oh, what happened there with Matt Hemovic? He's just twitched straight into the Only G, and the Only G has got himself straight past Matt Hemovic. So Matt Hemovic will be looking for that position back.
Yeah, I wonder if he just had a kick of oversteer there. It just shot the car to the left, and yeah, he just slammed into the side of G. Nothing he could do there. He's going to look for the inside back on G again.
Doesn't get it done, but will he look for the inside move here? No, but will still be on the right behind the Only G. The Only G setup looks quite fast as well around here, if you ask me, Jamie. He is rapid in a straight line.
Yeah, we've got Little Leach and Peaceful having a battle now. Gary, though, he did a 1:13 dead last lap. G a 1:14.7, so Gary 131 is closing in.
So, there's Little Leach giving a bit of a flash there, so.
Got Fury just behind as well.
So this could turn quite easily into a three-way battle, as I think there's someone behind Fury as well, because I think I just saw a bit of a flick of a light.
Yeah, that was D-Pigs is just a couple of seconds off.
Always
But
Peaceful's going to have to move back on Little Leach, so going to get himself into P4 right now.
Now, the question is, with Dean retiring, DJ Phil and Daniel Francis needs 15 points. Daniel Francis is in 8th. He's not at the minute got enough points to dislodge Dean out of the top 12. Daniel Francis in 13th. He more than likely take Keegs' place, but DJ Phil will dislodge Dean, but I don't think Daniel Francis will get him. Daniel Francis is the only person who could catch Dean now.
So Daniel Francis will be pushing with all his might to try and get himself for next round, which is obviously reduced to obviously the top 12 due to it being Knock Hill and it only being allowed for 12 cars on track. So obviously, like I say,
a bit wide there.
Yeah, so like I say, Daniel Francis looking for that last position there, but there's someone else very wide there, which was D Biggs.
Yeah,
there's
D-Biggs
Fury looking for the inside of Peaceful. Sorry, what was you saying, Jamie?
Yeah, I was going to say D-Biggs is trying to reel himself onto the back of this battle with me and get himself involved. Little Leach is now trying to disappear. He's got about a second whilst these two are having a battle. But this is encouraging D-Biggs, because D-Biggs, now he's seen his nearest title challenger, Unorthodox, get disqualified. He now wants to get every point possible to put himself in the best position for Knock Hill, as he is, I believe, 16. He is, 16 points behind Unorthodox, so he will gain a few points.
Nah, he already retired at the beginning.
Yeah. Peaceful looking to the inside. Oh, he almost hit the side of Fury there. That wouldn't have been very good. D-Biggs is now on the back of Peaceful. They all run a little bit wide, but I think.
And as we said, it could have, like we said, Jamie, it could have turned into a four-way battle, and it pretty much is now a four-way battle.
I think Little Leach has just got away a bit at D-Biggs. D-Biggs could get 4th here, which would put him, I believe, only about 5 or so points behind Unorthodox.
Unorthodox, there we go.
Yeah, going into a round where you'd need a boat instead of a Janetta.
So obviously we're now on lap 24, guys, of 38. Get your likes in, get your comments in. We want to hear from you. Obviously, if you don't comment, we don't know if you're there and whatnot. But get them likes in. Subscribe to the channel to see more stuff like this. Obviously, join us next week for Knock Hill. Hopefully we'll see more battles just like this with a free. No, I was gonna say a free wide turn, but that very quickly, should I say, turned into just going into single file.
Yeah, in the comments we've got the Wall saying no Dan, and Matthew doesn't asking what had happened to Unorthodox. I'm pretty sure he'll find out as soon as this race finishes. But Matt Hemovich is not. He's keeping G honest, but he's just not reeling him back in. And Gary isn't exactly gaining on him either. And then they've got a massive gap back to Little Leach, about a gap of about 17 seconds. So they've got the track all to themselves.
Yes, indeed, they have. Mahemovich slowly dropping off of the ONG as well as we are speaking, but was 2 tenths quicker than the ONG from last lap. But is, like I say, slowly dropping off with being now 8 tenths away from him. So the ONG could be set for taking the race win, but we'll find out in the next coming laps because anything can happen in a race.
Yeah, one thing to notice though is Gary was around half a second quicker than G last lap. So with about 14 laps to go, he could be right on the money if he can get past Matt Hemovich very quickly. As Matt Hemovich is now then within half a second, the gap's just going back up as G does a 1:12, but Matt manages.
Matt managed to do 2 tenths quicker.
Yeah, D Biggs is. I think he's got Fury as well as Little Leach just disappearing. Gary not managing to respond. He's not there. He was the slowest out of the three that last lap, not by much compared to G, but yeah, Matt was about a tenth or so quicker. Fury, yeah, D Biggs, Fury, and Peaceful all lot. Battle as Fury looks to the inside of D Biggs is not what the collision is not what either of them would want. Oh, I think Fury and P. Oh, Fury's flying. We've had another flying Janetta.
Wait, did we just have a flying Janetta, Jamie?
Yeah, Fury and Peaceful have had contact, and Fury has taken off once more.
Oh, so the planes are coming in just like Heathrow. One in and one out. And it never stops.
Matt Hemovich about 9. He's just under a second behind G, just keeping him honest, but not putting him under any pressure. Gary, not a good lap last time. He dropped near enough a second to the only G that last lap. So has Gary 131 missed, aka missed it 2 times, cooked his tyres by pushing too hard too early. G,
Matt Hemovich and G wide there, and behind them, Gary a bit as well.
Yeah, the person right at the back of here, which I believe might be Rabbit Joe. He was the only one who didn't run it wide there. So, yeah. So Rabbit Joe running the proper line is not really working. Poor Rabbit Joe. He's struggling tonight. Hopefully, he can do a bit better on Thursday when the GT3s return at Le Mans.
Yes, indeed, and that's going to be a race to remember, hopefully. So check that out on Wednesday and Thursday for Wednesday being the Pro-Am, where you get me commentating again with Matt Hemovich. Obviously, me being the co-commentator for that, Matt Hemovich being the host and whatnot. Then on Thursday, you have your normal sticky and sweet Kelly and Matt Hemovich for the Thursday night, which me and Jamie will be racing. And then you get Friday with your GTE with Matt Hemovich and Jamie here commentating the GTE, which I'll also be racing. So check them out.
That was Gary massively wide. Yeah, on Thursday though, there may well be no shake and bake Porsches, so that could shake the championship right up.
Yes, it could, and it could put potentially the Leachy Legends and Gary back on top again.
Ernie G's now coming up to a back marker, which I believe is DJ Phil. Yeah, it is. So DJ Phil needs to make sure he gets out of the way here.
Obviously, like it says in the rules and regs, you've got to move out away for a lapping car.
He's far enough in front not to
be too concerned.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be concerned yet. Gee, flinging the car through turn 1. He's pulled a big gap out now, so I think Matt might have just cooked his tyres a bit, because lap times were quite similar between the three. There's a huge
actually
gap
1
back.
tenth quicker.
Yeah, he's lost a bit of time though. G's now trying to get DJ Phil slipstream as DJ Phil goes one side. G follows him. DJ Phil flashes him as if to say, go on G, go through.
But the only G, so there he is, goes wide there, but The only G trying to
Really
sneak a little bit that slipstream of the car which is lapping, which is a bit of an iffy for me, because obviously a lapping car needs to move out the way or they get penalty, but you can't just move straight onto them. But if anything gets put in the battle or whatever, we'll review it.
Yeah, Peaceful and Fury getting close to each other. Hopefully they don't take off this time. G though, a 112.5. Matt Henvich a 113.5 and Gary a 113.6.
Second quicker.
Yeah, G has massively pulled that gap. I think Matt Henvich has made a mistake though, because Gary 131 has now started to close in on the back. They both.
Mahimovic goes a little bit wide there as well.
Runs quite wide, but
always there's Mahimovic flashing a little bit.
Is he saying to Gary, go after G? Does he know he's not going to catch him? Is he just going to let Gary have a go?
It doesn't look like it.
No, but he might let him through before turn one, or is he just going to hold? Is he going to hold position? It all depends whether they're in the same party or what.
So in the slipstream, Gary goes up the inside there, and it looks like Mahimovic has no.
Ooh.
Bit of a twitch from Gary there.
Yeah, he had a bit of a slide. Right there, Matovic's lap time though, a 1:16 dead. He was 2.5 seconds slower than the only G that lap. So unless G makes a major mistake now, I think he has won this race. I think Fury's made a mistake as well though, because he was on the back of Peaceful Explosion, but he's now dropped 9 seconds behind. So yeah, we'll see as Fury comes across the line to set his lap time whether he's made a mistake or not.
Yes, he has. 10 seconds slower, so making a mistake, not the thing Fury wants, but if I'm right, he is through for round 12, if I'm right anyway. Yeah,
Fury has already qualified for round 12. He already qualified for not kill by a point.
So just grabbing it by his fingernails.
Gary looking up the inside, doesn't get the move done. Matt is a very, very hard person to pass. Yeah, he doesn't race a lot, but yeah, boy does he does know how to defend very well. Gary looking to look for the cutback. No, runs it wide. Oh, Matovich got on the grass there. As Gary's now got the inside. Has he got the grunt in a straight line?
It looks like Gary may just get past Mahimovic.
Will Mahimovic hold it round the outside still or go for the cutback?
Looks like Gary has got it done then. So Gary now in second, Mahimovic losing a second position, so was on race lead, now in second, but takes that position back.
Yeah, Gary had a major twitch on the rear end there, and yeah, lost the position back. We'll cut to the other leech with D Biggs. He's the one defending, whereas his brother Gary is attacking.
So both leeches doing two different things at the moment. Also, guys, 5 laps left to go. There we go. Get your driver of the day in. I will be asking Jamie at the end of the race. And
D Biggs has got the run.
Here we go.
He's got the move. He's up to 4th place.
D Biggs looking to keep himself solid in second or even first in that fact.
I know in the chat saying Gary will give it to Matt. So do you mean give it back to him at the end, Dan? Or Or what? Put in the chat what you mean. But yeah. Oh no, Matt has got. Oh yeah, Matt got back in front of Gary at this very corner. Matt goes a little wide though. Is Gary going to go for the cutback? You know, he just goes. Oh, I'm going to send it around the outside.
Smack into the side.
Yeah, just a bit of a rub there. Side by side down the straight onto lap 34 out of 38. Oh,
Ooh,
Gary got
very squirrely there.
We've lost someone else. Who have we lost?
Fury.
We've lost Fury. So Fury, has he made it to 3/4 distance?
An Orthodub's in the chat saying yeah. So I'm guessing that means yeah. So that's 3 drivers, I think. No, maybe 4 drivers we have lost tonight. If it's not from disqualification, then it's from leaving the session or retiring. In that fact,
I believe Fury has made it to.
He has made it
to 3/4 distance, so he will score points for 10th place. Matt Hemvich holding it round the outside of Gary, which turns into the inside, but Gary's then got the inside back, coming on to the pit straight. This is all allowing G to disappear continue to disappear up the road. G's not setting brilliant lap times. Gary was quite a bit quicker. I know he's 4/10 slower. That lap as Gary now gets the move done. Oh, he's very twitchy through there. Matovic looking back up the inside there, but Matovic has a slide. Tries to hold it round the outside. There's more contact.
So Matovic looking for that position back on Gary, but as Unorthodox has put in chat, Gary will be letting Matt pass again at the end of the race. But the only G has now got a 7-second gap between Gary and Matt, so it's pretty safe to say, as long as his PlayStation don't go, he could be crowned the winner of this race.
Yeah, G can just take it easy now. Gary was a little wide out of stow. Matt Hemvich has got the position back on our timing screens, and yeah, he's got the position back.
So these two being the ones to watch at the moment for battling, but we'll find out what's going to happen with these two. Hopefully these two don't have a coming together, because it could cost Matt where he is at the moment, and could cost him that the points that he's needing right now.
Oh, there's someone. I think there was a car. There's a car off there. That looks like Rabbit Joe. So Rabbit Joe is not having the night
struggling. Rabbit Joe struggling, looking quite strong in some of the other races, but now it's come to this dark race, night race, should I say? He's not looking too particularly strong, is he, Jamie?
No, he's not. He's not having the best of nights tonight. And with him he's 9th in the championship, so I think he may be safe for not. Here was Gary sends one up the inside. He'd have Matt Hemvich into Stoke. Matt Hemvich is going to hold it round the outside once again. It's very easy to defend around here. You can get the switch back quite easily around here. Gary's just going to hold it round the outside. This time he shows Matt the outside. We now have Bethany Ann Duffin in the chat. Yeah, she's now come to watch the GT5s now that her man Gary 131 is racing. We've got Pixel's stepdad as well saying, "Come on, Pixel," and Northfield saying Matt needs points.
We also
Gary
should. Sorry, Jamie, carry on.
Again.
Yeah, we should also take to add that she's put, from what it looks like, very subtly, plus Matt. So Gary's the big one, but we'll add Matt there as well, because it's Matt.
Gary up the inside of again.
So there's a bit of a bump there. but not really much of a meaningful bump. It looks like it may have just been a little bit of an outbreaking of himself, but we'll see what happens. Obviously, the only G should be starting the final lap now, as these two are battling. Obviously, Matt Himovic will be getting past Gary 131 though, so from what it looks like, this will be your top three at the moment, with obviously G, Matt and Gary, but we'll find out what happens on this final lap, because anything can happen on the final lap, as these two have come together. But both stay on track, bar from Gary running a little bit wide there, but that could have ended even worse and could have ended in tears, but instead just a bit of a tap there, and they've kept it. Matt Himovic very wide. So if we,
really get this.
If we cut to G, obviously coming around the last turn, coming up down here, so we'll just watch G now. So the question is though, has he turned them off, or have they gone, or have they gone out? Because if they've gone out, he needed to go and get them fixed. So he's flashing, so they are on. He's just turned them off. A bit naughty from him there, but here you are, the only G taking the race win for tonight. Here's these two. If I'm right though, Gary's in front, but should be letting Matt Himovic past.
And there you go, Matt Himovic takes second.
So there's your top three. Right there, here's Don. D-Biggs coming over for a very, very close fourth. There's the other Leech flashing his lights, and is that DJ Phil coming around the turn? Yes, it is. DJ Phil smashing them headlights out, showing he's there. Here's Peaceful coming around, having a great race tonight, coming in P6. So here he is coming across the line. There's the flashing of the lights coming across the line now. No one near to obviously be around him. Here's Daniel Francis not having the race. Well, actually, no, saying that, coming 7th. So not a bad result from Daniel Francis at tonight. Going very slow there for some reason. But instead of flashing the lights, he's going slow instead. So there's Daniel Francis coming over the line. And that is your race. So quickly, Jamie, if you want to invite the top three, and while you're inviting the top three, who is your driver of the day?
My driver of the day has to be Matt Himovic, just because of his defending. He just defended for lap after lap after lap, and the only person he managed to get through was G. Yeah, maybe Gary let him through at the end, but yeah, Matt just defended for so long. As well, I believe fastest lap goes to the only G, so he takes the maximum points from tonight to cement his place in the Knock Hill race.
I would have to agree with you as well on the driver of the day. Obviously, as you say, G obviously cementing himself in that place for Knock Hill. But I would have to say Matt Himovic as well, for what a brilliant race from him. He'll be getting them points he needs, and as we wait for the top three to join, we will obviously get our interviews in.
Yeah, so that was a very, very, very close race.
As there's Matt, who's just joined the chat. So we'll start with Matt. Obviously the other two will join soon. So Matt, what a race from you. You must be ecstatic with that.
Yeah, buzzing after the last 2 weeks, the way that the racing's gone with my pedals and my internet problem at Alton Park. I can't say fairer than that. G pushed me hard early on. I don't know what kind of stuff he was running on his setup, but down a straight he was just gone. And then I love racing with Gary. I miss racing with Gary. I've raced with Gary plenty of times, and that was brilliant at the end. But now happy with second. Like I say, G just put something on his car, and it was just gone. And, I don't know if he's been watching Fast and Furious. They've added a bit of nitrous to it, but it pressed it down that straight, and he was just gone. I couldn't keep with him.
What would
You defend. Go on then.
now you go, Jamie.
You defended for lap after lap from G and then Gary. That must have been quite tiresome come the last G laps.
I remember racing in a previous league, GT5s at Long Beach, and I defended from Dan on Orthodubs for half, 3/4 of the race, and they were saying that it was the best attacking / defensive drive from me and Dan that they'd seen, and it was, so I've not. It's not something that's new to me in terms of defending, but G I felt comfortable defending against in the corners. The minute I got on the straight, I had to kind of be a little bit naughty, a little bit cheeky, and kind of try and run him a bit wider. Because I knew if he'd have got on the straight, the minute he gets alongside me, he's gone. It don't matter whether it's around the outside or what. So I had to kind of be a bit dirty, a bit naughty in the first bit, which isn't my style. But when you've got a championship on the line and it's as close as it is for next week, you've got to do everything you can, especially after the weeks I've had.
Yeah. So what you looking to do at Knockhill next week? So with that being wet weather, is it just going to be get points, or are you going to go all out for the win?
Kind of got to play a bit of a Colin Turkington role here. There's 5 points in the championship now by what I'm worked out, and that's 5 points between me and Dan with Biggs in the middle. So I've got to keep Dan and Biggs behind me, and I've got to make sure that there's 5 points between me and Dan and 2 points between me and Biggs. I've got to make sure that's my target. We'll see.
Well, thank you, Matt, and well done on your P2 for tonight.
Cheers, boys.
We've also got Did Gary join, in fact, quickly?
No, Gary has not joined.
So we'll go straight to the only G then.
Sorry, that was it. Gary can't do an interview. He's got to rush off. He told me to say.
Right, okay, fair enough. So we'll go to G then. G, I bet you're happy with obviously getting the fastest lap and obviously taking the race win.
Yeah, it was a pretty good race. There's a bit of argy-bargy at the start, though. I guess that's racing. And well done, Matt. You defended for a long time.
Cheers, mate.
So, G, what would you have made of the weather and obviously it being in the night for this GT5 race?
Oh, I like the night time. I prefer night races, to be honest. I mean, who needs lights anyways, right?
Yeah, did you struggle with visibility for the first few laps with the fog?
No,
yeah,
not really.
And as well with Matt's defending, did you think, I've got to start being a bit creative here because he's just not going to let me through?
Yeah,
whatever.
I mean, especially when I was behind him on the straights, Matt was cheeky, very cheeky, but it was very well done. Yeah, I just had to take different lines and see how to get past.
So thank you, dear G, and well done on your first and obviously your fastest. And also, since Matt's in the party as well, you got driver of the day as well. So well done to that one as well. So Jamie, got any final words for the stream?
Yeah, just say looking forward to seeing the ending to this wonderful championship around the roller coaster that is Knockhill.
Yes, indeed. So join us obviously next week to see Knockhill, but join us on Wednesday as well. So for me and Matt Himovic for the Pro-Am of the GT3, and obviously Thursday where you get to see me and Jamie race, and obviously Sticky and Sweet in the box with obviously the GTE on Friday. But from all of us at Simplay, good night.
Good night.
On this journey we will find our souls begin to intertwine. Your heart of gold so pure, divine, and I lost myself within the fire, breaking free from my desire. A heart of gold, forged to inspire. It's starfire. It's starfire. Our souls began to intertwine. Your heart of gold, so pure, divine. And I lost myself within the fire, breaking free from my desire. A heart of gold, soldier to inspire. It's starfire. It's starfire. Starfire.